Hi, I'm Roberto Martinez and you're watching Toffee TV.
Welcome to Toffee TV. It is Toffee Tweets from the Merseyside derby. Baz is back with us, one arm in a sling. Happy days. Don't know what he's been doing, but there you go. We asked you on Twitter at Toffee TV1 even. That long and I still can't even remember what it is. We asked you for your reactions to the Merseyside derby. Obviously it was a 1-1 draw at Goodison Park. First up, Jake White says, disappointed, should have won that. Murray and Jagielka were great. Galloway is boss. But what do we do when Baines returns, Baz? What do we do?
Put him on a bench. It's about, it goes back, doesn't it, to the earning your place. You can't just say he's back so Brendan drops out. If Galloway's form drops off, then obviously Leighton comes back in. But people have got to earn the place, and that's what a squad's all about, isn't it? Trevor Edwards says, can't remember feeling so numb after such a good performance. Should have won, some great performances, but missed opportunity. Kirsten Fitz says, should have taken the 3 points. Bad calls, bad luck, and high emotion ruled the day. Bad calls? Couple of dodgy. This wouldn't be a Merseyside derby, would it? If it
well,
wasn't
yeah.
In Everton, there wasn't dodgy calls, no.
Philip Holding says, Murray pocketed Daniel Sturridge. Howard was awful, as usual. Everyone else did it well, especially Rom, Galloway, and Barry. Tim Howard?
No comments.
Make sure you watch the final word. We'll talk about Tim Howard.
Yeah.
Andy AJ Lee J01 says, our makeshift back four was superb, but Howard really needs to get something on that cross, then we win. Sad face, angry face emoji.
Yep.
Harry Forster says, crap. Thanks for your input. David says, Howard was dreadful, but what the hell was Barkley doing marking a striker? We had 4 central defenders out there.
Well, Jagielka was taking one of their centre-halves, wasn't it? So obviously they had 3 centre-halves, so 2 of ours picking up. Branningan obviously picking up. There's 5 Everton players in the 6-yard box and 1 Liverpool player. Yeah. So it doesn't matter whether Barkley's marking or not. It's 3 foot from a goal line. A goalkeeper should take it with his eyes closed. It's irrelevant.
Robbie 2E says, no killer instinct. Been saying that for about 25 years.
Robbie has, or?
I don't know.
Just Everton.
Everton Viking says, lots of individual top performances. Funes Murray, Lukaku, Barry, Jags, but didn't do well enough in cohesion. Should have won.
Yeah, I'm a little bit, I don't know whether it's me meds or whatever, but I didn't think it was as good a performance as a lot of other people seem to. I think there was good individual performances, and I think that only looked like being one winner second half, but it wasn't the way Everton normally play. We didn't flow for me. We had some chances, but again, the final third where they are diabolical, and they are diabolical, we're too slow, we're too pedestrian, and we allowed them to get
that takes us on to our next tweet by Josh Kellett, who said, bottled it again. Psychologically, Everton cannot get up for the derby. Ref was bad, but the players were worse.
I think the psychological point, Josh, is spot on. But I think it's more an inferiority complex. I think if they have Aston Villa shirts on, we'll win 4.
But do you think that if they'd had Man United shirts on, we go for it? Because if you lose to Manchester United, the feeling isn't as bad because it's not your near neighbour. There isn't that sort of problem, that psychological problem as Josh is mentioning there. But because it's Liverpool at 1-1, you're a little bit edgy whether to go for it because you think, well, maybe that'll leave a chance for them at the back.
I don't know because it's hard to say, isn't it? I mean, put it this way, look at the Chelsea performance. It was cohesive, everyone was in the face, it was fast, we got about them really well. Would you say that was the same performance yesterday? I wouldn't.
No, but that's what I'm saying though. Against Chelsea,
so it's psychological.
Losing to Chelsea, there's no fear of losing because there's no real issue with losing to Chelsea, but losing to a Liverpool side, I think there is an issue, isn't it?
It's gone the derby, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what happens. But
Jonathan, it's only JK says, Howard dreadful again. Galloway and Browning impressed. Rom was a tank. Funes and Jags were solid. Yeah. Matthew says the referee killed our game, ruined the derby.
He wasn't very good, but did anyone expect him to be very good? But
Well, I do actually expect referees to be
Martin
good.
Atkinson.
Well, I expect. Martinez mentioned this because he said from when 5 years ago Martin Atkinson was in charge under a Moyes team. That's why I said Moyes. And Jack Robbo was sent off. He said maybe that hung over his head and why he didn't send off Lucas.
That's irrelevant. But my argument would be with Everton, and we don't do this enough, and we should, is that we should make points when things like this happen, not after it.
Yeah.
Before it, when they see a referee, they should do.
But what
Alex Ferguson done it years ago. A couple of times when he got referee, said, "Sorry, we're not having him as a referee," and they got passed on.
Well, even Mourinho did that on Saturday.
So we just go, well, we'll have it.
Very
We know
nice.
what it's going to be like. We'll have it. He shouldn't have been anywhere near. The same as Clattenburg, never near a derby again. Atkinson should never be near a derby.
Well, the players made the players got round them when Lucas made that trip, which should have been a book and should have been a sending off. But there was no real anger, it was more a discussion.
Well, let me take you back to the first half. Nate Chan, the Barkley thing. I mean, a pair of muppets really getting booked for that in a derby match. But he was more interested in a little bit of handbags than some ridiculous tackles that were flying in. But then Chan at the other end kicks Barry in the head. Now people can go, oh, his eyes were on the ball. He booted Gareth Barry in the head. It's a yellow card. A yellow card should have been off.
I disagree with you.
Well, you can disagree all you want, but that's the letter of law, and I blame Everton for that because we should have had 6 men down there.
Yeah, I understand. The day you start booking people for trying overhead kicks, that would
go and look at the rules. Dangerous play. Neither here nor there. It's
so we can't have any overhead kicks anymore.
If you put someone's head there, mate,
it'd be a sad day for football. Swanee _92 says absolute joke. There for the taking. Mignolet wins them a point, but Howard loses us 2. He needs binning now. Howard will be getting massively discussed in the final word, don't you worry. We're not copping out here.
I think with Tim Howard, look, my feelings on him are well documented. You know, I think he's a decent goalkeeper, but he makes far too many mistakes. I go back to Man City a few weeks ago and people were lauding the fact that 4 shots went straight at him, but seemed to ignore the fact he let a back pass in on his near post and go, how do you get a ball flicked over your head 4 yards from goal by doing this? No, sorry.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Jamie Armstrong says, frustrating day at the office. Liverpool there for the taking, but didn't put them under enough pressure, and the final pass was too safe.
Yeah, totally agree.
Daniel Hayes says, we never got out of second gear, still should have won. Our back four done great in a game where you want as much experience as possible.
Yeah, I have to disagree.
Yeah, and again, from our experience, Galloway and Branningan coming in and playing, they did try and play on them a little bit by using the wing backs, and Funes Mori playing his first game. So from that point of view, the back four did brilliantly.
Jagielka was man of the match for me by a mile because he was fantastic. He won every header, he got blocks in, he organised people, he was in people's faces, he was fantastic, and he helped 3 players who hadn't played, in a derby match there, and Brown and Gadwa fit 20 minutes at Anfield last season, so Fendog
LFC says Martinez needs to shake up the midfield. What's it got to do with you?
Hey, you want such a Fendog? Keep them coming, mate. If you've got an opinion, listen.
Dog.
Let Fendog have his say.
What's it got to do with him?
Doesn't matter. He's Fendog.
Listen. Jake, what are you letting this in for?
You had a funny picture.
I mean,
yeah. To be fair,
the other thing,
to be fair, right.
What is it? What's the picture?
I will go along.
What's the picture?
I'll go along with that. Yeah.
It's,
Ricky from Mask. Yeah.
Yeah. As I said,
it's down here.
Fendog, innit? If you're brave enough to front Fendog, you need to be on Toffee tweets. That's what I'm saying.
Fair enough.
Go ahead.
Do we need to mix up the midfield though?
Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay. Gary says they were there for the taking and we messed up again. Seriously need to book up our ideas in the derby. See, again, it's one of those weird things because a couple of years ago we did book up for a derby and we got beat 4-0. Do you know what I mean? No, I'm not saying
at Anfield. Yeah, I think. Listen, for me, the way I look at it with derby is that I grew up watching when Liverpool they were the finest team around, and Everton had to go and down won a few derbies and at Anfield, when Liverpool were a place to go and think, if we get out here without getting battered, it's great. They've had nothing over the last 15 years. They've had a couple of years ago, the derby, so
I agree. Matthew James says, played well today and certainly didn't bottle it, as has happened before, just not clinical enough to win. Yes or no?
We didn't bottle it. We just didn't perform.
But is that the bottling?
Well, maybe we did.
Adrian Egley says, got to take the positives. Lukaku's a beast. Funsmari looks decent. Galloway is getting better and better.
Yeah.
Cannot argue. And the last one, Matt Torres says, where has this Lukaku been? Was incredible. Got stuck in and bullied defender. Need to see this Lukaku more often.
Most definitely. And for like 90 minutes.
Definitely.
But he also needs a bit of support.
He definitely needs support because when he was up front on his own, not enough from the players around him. Needs extra players pushing up. He needs a midfielder running past them. I think that's key. I think we don't see enough of that. Tim Cahill used to do it. Frank Lampard used to do it. That's what good goal-scoring midfielders do. They get past the striker. We don't do that enough. Thanks to you for all your tweets. If you didn't get included, work harder. That's all I can say. Work harder to impress Baz Light, Jake.
That's the thing. Jake McGibbon on Twitter. Just get on.
He's the man. He's the man. It's not us. We don't even decide. We just get them put in front of us and react to them. We don't. That's what we do. So don't forget to do that on Twitter. It is @ToffeeTV1. Make sure you leave us any comments as well below on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe. We're going after the 6,000 now. We've done the 5,000. That's old news.
6K.
We're going for the 6K.
We're coming for you.
So make sure you get on there, you subscribe, and thanks for watching Toffee TV.